Welcome back. I'm guessing that you could answer the questions about Tom because you came to this course already with what we call a listening mindset. You were ready to hear and learn. How do we do that in conversation? When asked about the obligations good listeners have, you might have offered ideas like paying attention, removing distractions, making eye contact, or looking at the speaker, not interrupting, being silent, or putting away the phone, saying encouraging words, or nodding to show agreement and engagement. All of those actions demonstrate a willingness and a readiness to listen. But how can we make sure to remember to take those actions? How do we encourage that listening mindset? The first requirement to listening well is to pay attention to the speaker. That sounds obvious, right? But that doesn't mean it's easy. Scholars say it's actually quite hard to give our full attention to a speaker because we think just so much faster than we speak. As one researcher noted, when we listen, we ask our brain to receive words at an extremely slow pace compared with its capabilities. Our brain does not slow down when we listen. Instead, our brain continues with its amazing processing abilities. We think about 4 times faster than people talk. So our brain is doing more. Our brain processes the words that are coming in and it's hearing and then drifts on to other things. That's where we get into trouble. Maybe we've decided internally what our response will be after we've only heard a few words. Or maybe we're anxious about responding at all and our minds are worrying about making a good impression. Or maybe we wandered off to another subject entirely, like what to have for lunch, all while the other person is talking. What did you decide were your blocks to listening well at work? Here are some blocks to listening well that we've noticed, and I think you'll find them familiar. Each of these blocks is linked to the idea that while we're listening, our brain is racing ahead, drawing conclusions, moving on, while the speaker is still talking. Blocks also are put up because we're busy, we're distracted, we're uninterested, or probably multitasking. Our ability to shorten a conversation doesn't always mean we've understood what has been said or that we've been effective. Let's go through them. We defend. The speaker says something challenging to our view or about our work, and we jump in with our defense before they're even finished. We diagnose, so we order. The speaker presents a problem, and we immediately solve it. We interrupt them to tell them exactly what should be done. We analyze and we judge. A speaker says something, and immediately our inner critic takes over, perhaps preventing us from hearing everything we need to hear. Or we share. The speaker tells us their story, and we jump in to tell ours because we had the same experience. It doesn't really matter whether our response is appreciative or critical of the story the other person was telling. The effect is the same. I'm talking now. I'm not listening to you. Listening while we pay attention. That takes energy and focus. And like any skill, it requires practice. Here are a few tools for understanding to keep in your listening toolbox based on what we've talked about already. To promote your understanding of the speaker and maximize your effective communication, use these tools to create your listening mindset. First, set aside distractions. Phones, email, noise, your mental to-do list. Doing this requires your intention to focus on the speaker and the actions needed to support that intention. Put your phone on silent. Put it away. Physically turn away from the computer screen. Move that memo or paper you were writing and look at the person who's speaking. Show that you're ready to listen with your body language, an open posture. Your arms are uncrossed. Face the person. Make appropriate eye contact, maybe nodding as you listen to what they're saying. Use verbal cues to support their speech. Say, nod, Ask appropriate questions. Make a plan to withhold judgment. That's another intention that you're setting. Your brain may well be racing ahead of the speaker. You can't stop that, but give it another job, listening for what's important to the speaker. Identify what's important to the speaker and then say it out loud. It might be a summary. It might be a one-sentence description of the problem or something longer, but it won't be a listing of all the facts they've said to you. If offering a cogent summary on the fly is hard for you, try repeating just a few of the key phrases that you heard, or say something that struck you as important to the speaker. Then check in with the speaker and ask if your understanding is correct. Ask any clarifying questions that you have. Listening is a communication skill, and like any skill, it takes practice to improve. Let's do that. The next part of this module has 3 listening activities to complete before you finish. You're going to respond about what was important to Tom from the first lecture. You're going to listen to that story again and let him know that you're listening. And you're going to create a listening mindset plan using a provided template. Complete and submit those 3 activities and then progress to the third and final recorded lecture.